To go to the NBA, I mean everything to me. It's a dream come true. Been a dream to me ever since I was a little kid, just to make it pro, take care of my family.
Airious Ace Bailey. This has been a highly requested video. You have impressed a lot of people out here in these YouTube and Instagram streets. You had a great summer. You did a phenomenal job at the Steph Curry camp. They've been comparing you and Mr. Cooper Flagg for who is going to be the #1 pick in the 2025 NBA draft. And Airious, I'm going to tell you this right now. You are going to play in the NBA, Ace. You are going to have an opportunity to change everything for your family. You have a lot of innate gifts and a lot of innate skills, and I compare you to Paul George when he was at Fresno State. This is a man that was in college for at least 2 years, and you are a senior in high school right now, and your game is comparable to his. But you got a lot of stuff you got to get better at. You got a lot of decisions that you got to get better at making. You got a lot of things that you got to improve at in your game. But young man, I promise you this. If you dedicate yourself, you pay attention to what I'm saying in this video, you take this as coaching and not as hate and not as criticism as everybody in the comments is going to do, because they ain't ever been coached at a high level, which you have, because your mom played at West Virginia. Your daddy played at Houston. You had an aunt that played USA basketball, and she played in the WNBA. So you know everything I'm saying ain't got nothing to do with hate. Young man, I want to see you be the best basketball player that you possibly can. So make sure that you listen to everything I say in this video. Make sure you turn your weaknesses into strengths, and I promise you're going to be averaging 22 points per game in the NBA. You're going to be able to get a 9-figure contract, and you potentially got a chance to be an NBA All-Star. Let's get to it.
My Ducks, my Swans, welcome to the pond.
My name is Dorian from Group82Basketball.com, and right here we watching Paul George with his catch and shoot situation out there when he was at Fresno State. Very similar to Ace, how you get your shot off. Right now, Ace, you are a phenomenal catch and shoot shooter. You are a phenomenal catch and shoot threat. One of the reasons you are is because your feet are usually always square. They're always aligned. You get your knees bent and you're always shot ready. One thing I would love for you to improve on is to tuck that elbow in a little bit more. We don't want no chicken wings, because we all know from watching great shooters, elbow squared equals buckets. Because you're such a great catch and shoot threat at this point in your career, this allows you to play make for others. This is going to bode you well when you get to Rutgers in the Big Ten and in the NBA, because a lot of offenses, their base is in motion and continuity. Right here, #1 gets you in a pitch-back situation, and as you can see with all the red that's on the floor, the defense is primarily on the left side of the floor. You do what any smart basketball player would do. You go to the right side. You call for a ball screen, but you're not calling for a ball screen for your own shot. You're calling for a ball screen to create for others and get the defense to pay attention to you. On your left hip is your future Rutgers teammate, Dylan Harper. You get to the middle of the paint and you draw the defender in so your teammate can get a wide open corner three. He bobbles the pass, but it's no worries. This puts us right in our triangle offense. And as you can see, Dylan Harper and his two teammates are all staring at the ball. You do what any smart basketball player would do in this situation. Now you see me, now you don't. About time Dylan Harper turns his head, you're already sprinting to the deep corner and you get a wide open three. Like any great scorer, y'all start feeling invincible after you see the ball go in the bucket a little bit, which leads to bad shots. Right now, this is one of the biggest weaknesses in your game. You got horrible shot selection. I love right here that you get this defensive rebound and your head is already turned and you're looking for the outlet pass. As y'all get out in this transition situation, your teammate's going to get you with the pass behind the back. And as you look in, you size of the defense, you see that you can't drive to the right side of the floor. You can't drive to the left side of the floor. You really should skip it to the opposite wing. But what do? You take a 35-foot three. This is a horrible shot. You're too good of a scorer to do that. You're too good of a shooter to do that. And you prove it in this move right here. Here you are in a pick and pop situation. This is something that's going to happen on essentially every single NBA play. If you watch any NBA games, all they do is start every single offense with a high ball screen. You set the high ball screen, your teammate gets the pressure, he gets blitzed, you catch the ball, and you immediately survey the floor. I love the fact that you are already reading the back line and not the defender that's in front of you. You get to the unoccupied area of the floor, one dribble, two dribble, pull up, bang. Because the NBA is such a three-heavy league right now, you're going to be able to get mid-range jump shots all day. Unlike most players your age that have to think about the decisions they got to make for a mid-range jump shot, this is something that you naturally do. You catch the ball on the right wing right here. You could go to the left, but your teammate's cutting down the middle of the paint with two defenders right there. You decide to drive right. That's the right decision. Step back, bang. That's when you at your best, Ace, when you making quick decisions. And right here, this is when you at your worst, when you are indecisive and you taking too long and just holding on to the ball. We're gonna break this play down a little bit deeper. Here your teammates in a secondary break situation, going up the left transition lane, and he sees you on the right side. You extend and go to the break of the three-point line to take your defender down there with you. Your teammate gets to the middle of the floor, and look at you. You're shot ready and you got separation. For what reason right now would you need to hold the ball? As soon as you get that ball, that should have got put up. But what do? You hold on to the ball, you let the defense get set. Now you can't go left, now you can't go right. You do a little weak side step. You don't get no legs to the shot, all arms, brick. The indecisiveness is a habit with you. You got to fix this right now if you want to be a dominant scorer in the NBA. When you catch the ball, it should be quick moves. You make that one quick jab, it didn't do nothing. You shouldn't have did that to begin with. You should have told your homeboy down there in the dunker spot, hey man, I need you to clear out so I can get this right driving lane. You make another jab, but he doesn't fall for it. You try to go to the left side, ain't nothing there. Look at my man's foot. My man's foot is right there. He got you sealed off. You're not gonna be able to do anything. You make a counter move, and now you really can go to the left side because look at his knee. There is no way he's going to recover. He would snap his ACL. But you're not reading right now. You're just dribbling with a cadence and going through a rhythm like it's a choreographed dance. Start reading the defender's feet and make the right move. I'm going to tell you this right now, Ace. When you make quick moves, you can't be stopped. And this play is proof right here. You're in the mid-post area, and look at all that space between you and the defender. You know that he is not on you. So you know as soon as you catch this ball that he is going to close that space, which is exactly what he does, and you make an exceptionally quick spin. Look at the elevation. Look at the top of Buddy's hand, and look at your release point. You almost above the rim. This is something you should be doing every single time. You should be destroying these dudes with the mid-range. Like we talked about before, because you're such an elite scorer and you make quick decisions, it allows you to be an elite playmaker, which gets your teammates involved, and it's great team basketball. Here the defense is in a 2-3 zone. Y'all go to y'all zone offense. Your homeboy sets a great screen for you. When you catch this at that elbow area, you see all four defenders are paying attention to you. You make the right decision. Once again, your head is already turned. You're already surveying the floor before the ball's even all the way in your hands. Your homeboy's making a baseline cut. You feed him. You get that very easy hockey assist. This type of playmaking comes very easy to you. It's almost like you got eyes in the back of your head. And we see in this situation right here. You catch the ball in the mid-post area. Your head is turned towards the guy that just passed you the ball. That defender's trying to dig in on you. Since he digs in on you, he misses the guy going on the baseline cut again, and you're able to get a hockey assist again. We see on the opposite side, too, on a broken play. As soon as you catch the ball, you turn, hit the guy for a corner three. This is something that's going to bode you well at every single level of basketball. You're just not a great off-the-bounce playmaker. You a great off-the-bounce scorer as well. This is very similar to that play earlier where you end up getting that corner three because you caught Dylan Harper sleeping. You don't have to call for the ball screen anymore. Your teammate's already going to come up because you have trained him to do this, which is what great players do. Once the ball screen comes up, you automatically size this guy up and you look at the separation. You got the height advantage, you got the athleticism advantage, and you're able to walk right into this jump shot, splash. A lot of guys who the media peg to be great off the bounce scorers, they're too reliant on ball screens. Paul George ain't like that, and you ain't like that neither. Y'all know how to create with your dribble moves. We got a tween, cross, tween, step back, Nazar Little, in your mouth, splash. Pause. You do the exact same thing. You got a cross, tween, step back, square up, beautiful jump shot, splash. But these off-the-bounce situations is where your basketball immaturity gets shown and it gets the best of you. You got too much wasted dribble. You're too inefficient. Look at the guy that is guarding you. Does that look like a guy that can shut you down? This guy is a low major recruit. He's getting recruited by Fairleigh Dickinson and Iona. That top foot should be attacked. But what you're doing is sitting here dribbling and making too many moves. You get your extension and you have a contested shot. You allow him to contest you to the point where once you release the ball, he ends up smacking your hand. And because he smacks your hand, you gotta bring your hand back, and that's why you airball. Tracy McGrady's gonna tell you why this is a problem in the NBA today.
But I think it's a lot of wasted dribbling. It's a lot of wasted dribbling.
The feet work you gotta have for this though, bro.
No, it's incredible what they're doing. The creativity, right? It's incredible. I see a lot of wasted dribbling though.
Let's leave all that wasted dribbling for them inefficient scrubs that can't create their own shot. You absolutely can create your own shot. This play shows it right here. Here you are getting double teamed and trapped in the coffin corner. Most people would panic in this situation. Ain't none of your teammates open. Any pass you throw is probably gonna get picked off. You pass fake anyway. That guy that's guarding you on a double team, he's not a smart player. He turns his head and now he feels like he needs to go match up with one of your teammates. This creates a one-on-one situation with you, and you do what any great scorer does. You get to the unoccupied area of the floor. Soon as you get to the unoccupied area of the floor, boom, pull up, bang. Right here, we see that quick pull-up bang with Paul George doing it when he was at Fresno State. It's amazing that you have this in your arsenal as a high school player right now. I would love for you to take that and extend it out to the three-point line, because the NBA, they're really going to get on you for taking long twos. We can just take a step back and get an extra point for taking the three. Every great scorer in the history of basketball can hit difficult shots. This right here is one of the most difficult shots I've seen when I was scouting the film of you. You're getting trapped in the coffin corner again. You put the ball on the floor. That defender should have dove on the ball and snatched it for you. But you use that as momentum to rise up, extend up, and get your foot out and hit a difficult shot. Wild. Wild being the key word here. That's what your shot selection is. Wild and terrible. What is this, man? What is that? And we see it again in this situation where y'all in the pistol action, you're the replace guy on the roll, and you take another terrible shot. Let's break it down a little further. Pistol is when the guard pitches ahead and gets a quick handoff. You replace as the big rolls, and you are taking a shot with 26 seconds left on the shot clock. And look at your legs, look at your feet. You out here doing lunges. You as staggered as staggered can be. And you were staggered going up, and you was even more staggered coming down. This shot didn't have a chance in hell. And this bad shot selection gets you in trouble all the time, and it's a compound interest thing that can really get your team caught up where you start giving up easy baskets like you did right here. We just talked about passing up on wide open threes and taking contested inefficient twos. You have a lot of separation right here. You could have drove left, you could have drove right. What do? You drive right in the middle to take an inefficient two right in this guy's face where he's able to contest that. So you know that shot is not going in. Now, when there is an offensive rebound, look at you starting to lunge forward. Look at where all your teammates are. You are the last guy back. Why are you possibly lunging forward? You did it not once, you did it twice. This time, your teammate misses, the defense gets the rebound, and this lunge right here, this costs your team 2 points.
Especially defensively, being able to guard somebody, with the hand up, they can feel your presence, still be able to slide your feet, have some pride on that end of the floor. Us being able to communicate, hold each other accountable, those type of things as leaders of a team are gonna be hugely important for y'all when I get to that next level.
Now, Steph Curry told you that when you was at his camp. Now, I know he was talking to the whole group, but after watching tape on you and how you play defense, he had to be talking to you and singling you out. Bro, you are a terrible defender. And this play right here, to the untrained eye, looks great, but I'm gonna tell you why with my trained eye, it's awful. The separation you have on this guy, he is clearly a non-shooter. This is not a dude that's pulling from the volleyball line. And your hands are on your knees. You need to get your hands up. And once you start getting your hands up, you fall for every single fake that this dude gives you. Why? He ain't skilled like that. You drop down in help position and you have a terrible closeout. If this dude would have had the ball on his right hip or push it out in front of him, you would have got beat. But because he doesn't, you stick your hand in, you're able to get a steal, and you think you made a great defensive play. But you didn't. You got lucky. You have bad defensive principles. Here you're matched up with number 23 while the ball's on the right block and you're in help position. What kind of closeout was that? You didn't chop your feet. You didn't get your hand up. You didn't block this man out. All you did was ran 2 feet, turned around, and stared at the ball. Come on, man. More bad defense. Get your hand up on the closeout this time, but you smacked this dude and tackle him. Bad defense. Another situation. You close out. You hit him with the torpedo closeout like you at LA Fitness. Bad defense. This dude is a non-driver. He ain't even got to do nothing. You off your feet. Literally. Let's break it down. Your future Rutgers teammate Dylan Harper has the ball. Your teammate has him contained. I love the fact that you drop to the nail area and you are getting the help defense and you have your matchup taken care of. Look at this dude. That shot fake was nothing. He didn't do anything. Your hands is already in the air. You were already off your feet. But because this guy was scared to shoot, he had that much confidence, it didn't lead to a bucket. This time, same guy, similar situation. He didn't even got to do nothing. He got you off your feet. This shot fake, he don't even bring the ball above his nipples. And he got you pogo sticking. Once again, it don't lead to a bucket because he's scared this time. But let's watch this situation. You finally crowd him. You finally take away all his space, which forces him to give the ball up. Dylan Harper, #1 point guard in the country, drives. You already got 2 teammates there that have it contained, but you're in help position. I ain't that mad at that, but it is a lot of space between you and this shooter. Dylan Harper makes the right basketball play, throws it all the way out to him. Then you have a terrible closeout. Your hand ain't up. You get to his right side. You give him the Ole defense, the left driving lane, and this time his confidence is through the roof because you keep falling for it and won. Come on, Ace. You are way too athletic and way too good to be letting a Fairleigh Dickinson recruit break you off like that. Your defense sucks because you're too offensive minded. All you worried about is getting the ball up. You don't put in no effort on the defensive end, and this play is a great example of your lack of effort. Here you are in a rotation situation. The ball's at the top of the key, so the next rotation is you to go to number 4. But you don't communicate that with your teammate. So both of y'all close out to this guy, and now you stop and you see the shot go up. What are you doing? The thing you always do when shot goes up. You don't block out nobody. All you doing is staring at the ball. The ball gets off the rim. They're able to get an offensive rebound. It goes back up. What are you doing? What you always do when a shot goes up. You just staring at the ball. The dude right next to you needs to be blocked out. But because he's not blocked out, he gets an offensive rebound and an easy putback. Bad effort, bad defense, and we see it again with this dude face cuts and dunks on your head. Look at you, hands on your knees. The ball's at the top of the key. You need to be in the eagle position. You need to be ready to play. You got your hands on your knees. They know that they got you beat. You got to psychologically play these games when you on defense. The dude picks his ball up. Your teammate lunges forward. So you got responsibility for both of those guys on that side. I would love for you to be up the line to prevent number 5 from cutting, but what do? You give him all this space. You don't go to him or number 3. This gonna be the easiest bucket dude gets all night, and what does he do? Dunk right in your mouth. This play right here shows me that you have a low defensive IQ, and I don't know how much of that is your fault as opposed to what you've actually been taught. You're overthinking things and you're not putting in maximum effort once again. They run an Iverson cut, and it looks like you're looking at Dylan Harper like it's going to be a backdoor situation, but your teammate's right there. You don't have to be concerned about that. Once again, your hands are down. You're not in a defensive stance. You don't have your hands out. Look at this. Dylan Harper comes to set a back screen on you, and you Michael Jackson moonwalk right into the screen. This is the easiest screen he gonna set his entire life. Number 34 gets right there to the right block, and he's wide open. But he's not even that skilled, because he had an instant basket. You get your hands on him, you're between the man and the basket like you're supposed to be. This is a good defensive position, but what do? He makes one drop step, and you get out the way and put your hands up like y'all in the club, and he's walking right past you, and you not trying to spill a drink on your shirt. Man, come on, dog. Whenever I'm coaching or whenever I'm scouting, I'm looking for the weakest point on defense who we can attack, and right now, that's you. A shot goes up, and what does Ace do when a shot goes up? Ace just stare at the ball. You need to be going to the rim and fulfilling that triangle rebounding that your other teammates have already filled. But what do? You start running up the floor. Your team doesn't have the ball yet you're running up the floor. You're the tallest guy. You're the most athletic guy. Where are you going? Finally, you see that they need some help. You jump in there and look at that. You got your hand on the ball. They could have got you for over the back, but this right here is an example of when you give effort, what happens? You get your hand on the ball, your teammate's able to grab the ball, now y'all out in transition, and Ace get to do what Ace wants to do. You two offensive minded, the same emphasis that you put on your offense, you need to put on your defense. The same enthusiasm that you have with that alley-oop, you need to have with crashing the glass and being a defensive presence and securing rebounds. If not, when you get to the league, they're going to pick on you the same way they pick on Luka and Steph Curry. You got a beautiful offensive game, brother. You really do. At this point in your career, at this point in your development, you have a solid foundation to be an elite offensive player in the NBA. There are things that you have that can't be taught. And I'm gonna talk about this right here, this fadeaway. Even though you miss, the foundation is there. You create a great target for your teammate to throw you the ball, and you catch it in a position where you can see the entire floor. You see that unoccupied space on the floor, and you know it's gonna be very efficient 2 dribbles to get there. So what do? 1, 2. When you do your fake, you move your shoulder, you show the ball, you have your foot come out. This is textbook Jordan and Kobe-esque fadeaway. So like I said, even though you missed, I see the foundation is there. This is gonna be a shot that when you get in the NBA, you're gonna be able to get whenever you want. Ace, I don't think it's a trained basketball eye that can see that you are an elite offensive player. You start putting in a lot more effort on the defensive end, and we're going to be watching you play for a very, very long time. I'm out the pond. Y'all stay true.